So when we're doing our trading, we can really leverage these prop firms instead of using our own money to trade. There are many different companies, many different accounts. I'm just going to focus on one company and two accounts, and they're basically the same account but different sizes. The first one I'm going to talk about is the $25,000 Flex account, and then the second one I'm going to talk about is the $50,000 Flex account. So let's just look at these Flex accounts. Now, to buy the account, it's $70, and you have a profit target of $1,250. The maximum loss you can have on that account is $1,000. So when you hit that, you basically blow the account, lose your $70. And this is really important, the consistency. Now, some accounts will have consistency in the funded stage. These Flex accounts do not. But there is a consistency in the evaluation phase, which means that your biggest day can't be more than 50% of the entire target. So if we took 50% of 1250, that puts us at $625 per day is the maximum you can have. The quickest you can pass the account is 2 days, 625 and 625, but you don't have to do it that fast. You basically don't have to. Your maximum size is 2 mini contracts or 20 micro contracts. So again, the most we can make in a day is 625 to keep this consistency. Now let's move over to the rules once funded. So once we get funded, there are different rules. Again, we still have the same max loss of 1,000. We still have the max amount of contracts, 2 minis or 20 micros. And you need at least 5 days of positive trading, green trading of at least $100 to get your payout. But you will notice that there's no consistency. So basically, you need to make at least $2,000 to get a payout of 50%, which would be $1,000. You need to have 5 green days of at least $100. And that's really it. There's no consistency. So that's what we do once we get into funded. And if we go back to our Flex account evaluation, we're going to pay $91 for this account. We have a higher profit target, which is $3,000. But the max loss limit doubles as well. So it's 2,000. Again, we have that same 50% consistency. So we can only make $1,500 on our biggest day. And again, this can be done in 2 days before we move into the funded, where there is no consistency, which is very important. The max loss is 2,000. It doubles in size. We still have the same amount of days till payout, but I believe this one is $150 equals a green day. So you need 5 green days. And again, there's no consistency in the funded. But right now, we're just going to focus on the phase where we try to get our evaluation account into the funded stage. Okay, the first thing we're going to want to do is go to Tradeovate. This is where we're going to make all our trades. They will give you a username and password that you can use to log in. Once you are logged in, here are your main buttons. You have this buy market, sell market. So if you want a long, you'll click this. If you want a short, you'll click this. And here is where you can change the quantity. If you wanted more than one at a time, you could change this to 2, etc. And if you click the button, it would buy 2 orders or sell 2 orders. The only other thing you really need to do is down here, you can click anywhere to set up a sell or a buy. You can use it to enter a trade by setting it here, for example. If it goes down to here, maybe you want to do a buy there. And you can use it as a stop loss as well. Say I was already in a long and I wanted to have a stop loss here, I could just click on this. You can also use it to add to a trade. If I was in a long already, I could add to it by clicking this order here, etc. You get the idea where you can place different orders in different places to stop you out of a trade, to take profit, or to add or subtract from a current trade. And then over here are your different accounts. I have two different active accounts. You can know which one you're trading on by clicking over here. And here's your equity on it. It gives you your total P&L for the day, your open P&L if you're in the trade, and then your total equity. And again, you can cancel all positions if you needed to from here as well. And then the next thing you can do is put application settings where you can manage your risk in here as well. I'll show you that in a little bit. So the first thing I'm going to do is set my profit trigger, which has something to do with consistency. You can't make more than 50% in one day. And then I'm going to set my daily loss limit. So I don't want to lose more than a certain amount. So those are the first things I'm going to set for each account. I'm going to make sure that my consistency numbers is not more than 50%. So on this account, I need to make $625 on day one and at least $625 on day two to make my $1,250. And for the $50,000 account, it is that I need to make $3,000 in 2 days. So that's $1,500 each day. So I want to set my daily take profit and lock me out of the account once I hit that 50%. So for the $25,000 account, it's $625. For the $50,000 account, it is $1,500. Okay, now that my accounts are set, I'm going to trade.
Order filled.
Now this is the $25,000 account. Again, I need to make $625. So this is my first trade. I'm going with a long here. You can't see it on this chart, but I'm at a specific support level on my main trading account. So I have some levels mapped out, and I'm at one of my key levels right now. So that's why I'm going with a long here. Now, as you can see, as it plays out, we're kind of chopping back and forth on this candle, but I'm seeing, some wicks being put in at the bottom. I'm at a key support level. I really believe this should push. I'm down about $165 right now, and it looks like
Order filled.
and so what I did is I dollar cost averaged in. I know you're not supposed to add to losers that much, but again, I felt like this was a really crucial level. Maybe I got in a little bit early on my entry. So I bought another one to kind of bring my average down, feeling that it could go back. Now, obviously, this could have blown up in my face, but I was comfortable taking a second contract on this, and we'll see how it plays out. Again, we went from down about $300 to now we're in the positive, up about 100. Again, it's kind of consolidating here a little bit. And again, I'm hoping to get back towards the top of that wick. I'm in the last minute of this candle, and this is all pre-market, by the way. You can see on the clock it's 8:44. So what I do is once it starts going my way, I want to lock in that win. So now I'm going to start putting our
Stop filled.
I'm going to start putting stops above my entry. So at worst, it's going to be a profitable trade. And I did that because I was down so much in the beginning. I wanted to make sure that I got some profit on this trade, even if my entry wasn't great to start with.
Stop filled.
So I'm out on both of those trades. I made about $178 on it. But again, I'm still watching it. I still feel like we could push here. So I think I'm eyeing another entry. Again, I'm trying to get a better entry. So as this pulls back, I'm really thinking about, going for another long.
Order filled.
And a good. This is a much better entry than the last one. Considering it's been pulling back a little bit before it moves. Now we're kind of consolidating. It's going down a little bit. Now we're starting to get a little move in my favor. And actually, I didn't take a long here. I took a short here. Um, I'm not exactly sure what changed, but maybe I saw the EMA rejections and thought that maybe going with a short was a better option here than a long. I kind of squeezed out a little bit on that long just because I wouldn't take a loss, but again, we've been really consolidating down here versus pushing up. So taking that short is where I made the decision to do right here. And what probably happened is we were probably at a key level of support, and that pullback on the candle probably put us underneath where that was.
Order filled.
So I bought another one. Again, really feel like it's
Order
going down.
filled.
And I think that was a mistake, so I sold it right away. I didn't want to have too much emphasis or too large of a size on that. I just really wanted that one, and I tightened my stop a little bit. So if this candle flips green, then I'm able to get out with a small loss. Hopefully I can get some kind of win in here again. Once it starts moving in my direction, I want to solidify that win, so I squeeze in a stop loss in there. Even though it might limit my profits, I really don't want that to turn into a loss for me at this point.
Stop filled.
All right, so I've made about 396 on those couple trades right there, and we're going to move on to the next one.
Order filled.
Now this is the $50,000 account. I'm in the same area. I'm trying to see what time it is. So we're still in pre-market, and I'm seeing some kind of build here.
Order filled.
I got two contracts going long and really, really tight stop loss here. If it goes down, I'm going to, close out that trade. But I can see it start to work early. And again, because I have two contracts, I have two stop losses right underneath that candle just in case it goes against me. So I'm down a little bit so far, but again, I feel like it's on its way up right here just because we consolidated and I see a push could be on its way soon. So it's consolidating against me right now. We're down about 165, 175, 85, 250. It's not going my way so far on this. And we're going to see what happens as we go down. Again, I'm down about $375. And this is the account I need to make $1,500 on.
Stop filled. Stop filled.
All right, so it hit one of my stops. So now I'm only in one contract. But again, for some reason,
Order filled.
I really feel confident on this. So I'm going to get back in on that one contract. And I should have put in another stop loss for that as well. Now it's starting to go my way. I might have been a little bit early to the party before. And, we're starting to go my way. We're up about 290 on the trade, 300, over 300, and we're starting to move. If we can get above this EMA, we'll be good. So what I start doing is moving up my stop losses to ensure the wins. Make sure I got two, one for each contract, and then I'll get rid of the one on the bottom. So I still have two contracts. As we move up, I'm going to start moving those up to follow it. So I'm just kind of inching them up, getting rid of the bottom one as we start making money. So we're up at about $1,200. Again, I want to lock some of that in. So I'm moving up my stop loss. Move up that one a little bit as well. I want it to keep moving, but I don't want to give it back at this point. So, we'll see what happens. Again, as soon as it starts moving, I want to start inching these stop losses up. Looks like this one might get taken out.
Stop filled.
Good. We lost one there. Well, we took out one with a good profit on it, and we're starting to move up again. In total, we're up about $700. I want to move this target up a little bit. I should have moved it up a lot, really. But that's okay. Again, I want to put it in a place where I can still get some profit. And, if there's a little bit of a pullback, I can kind of still be in the trade. So I moved it up, hoping for a little bit more on this. Moved it up a little bit so we can lock in as much as we can.
Stop filled.
Okay, so we went from down on that first trade to up. In total, we're up $844, and I'm really just looking for the next setup. Now, again, I feel like we're still in an uptrend, so as this candle's pulling back, I'm looking at the time on it, and as we're in the last 20 seconds, I'm really thinking the next candle
Order filled.
could start pushing. So as that candle goes down, I get back in to the trade. It pulls back at first, but I really believe that this is going to start pushing, especially if we can get a push off these EMAs right here. So I have one contract. It went from down. Now it's starting to push up. And again, we're up over $1,000 on the day.
Stop filled. Stop filled.
And we're out of the trade. It pulled back a little bit. Now we're up to about $941 on the day. And we're going to look for the next setup. So again, this is all pre-market action. I'm really trying to get in before the market opens. We got about a minute and 30 before the market opens, but I'm really starting to see this push. Overnight, there was a big dip overnight, so I think we might have exhausted, at least in the short term, that downside. So I'm thinking at open we could get a push because we're at this key level. We've
Order
consolidated
filled.
here, and we started to push. So I wanted to make sure I got into a long here. And obviously, as soon as I get in, it pulls back on me. So I'm down about $200 right away. I set my stop loss just in case. And, we're kind of looking to see what happens at open. I have about 40 seconds to open. I'm down about $200 on this trade. Again, I feel like this is a situation where I got in a little bit early, had a little bit more drawdown than I wanted to, but now we're starting to go in the positive a little bit. And as we open, I know it can get crazy at open. I really want to make sure that, I have kind of a tight stop on this. So I'm going to add in my stop here as we go into open. So
Stop filled. Order filled.
So lost a little bit on that, up about 800. But again, I see I was bouncing off these EMAs,
Order filled.
and I want to get in on it as we push. So trying to get a bounce off these EMAs right here. I'm moving my stop loss down a little bit, and I'm hoping we get a push high enough so that I can start trailing my stop. Again, I got to get to 1500. Now we're starting to push. Moving my stop up to lock in those profits. And I'm just hoping we get to that 1500. We're about, there it is. 1500.
Order filled.
Boom. Done on that account for the day. Now, it doesn't always go well. I was feeling really good. I had already passed one account for the day, and I was really close to passing the other one. So I wanted to make sure if I was trading well, I could get in and get another account going. So I bought a new account, and I'm going to try to see if I can pass this one as well. So again, I'm going to set my 626, the most I can make in a day. I'm going to set my max loss, and I see a big push. Again, this is the first candle of the day, so I'm feeling like we're going to continue here. We did kind of pull back off of VWAP, but I
Order
still feel like
filled.
this candle is strong, and I'm hoping I can play off that. And as we start moving, it starts going against me right away and stops me out.
Stop filled.
Now, I'm pretty close to that 400, so I'm going to bump that up to 800. Now, 700, okay. But it's an evaluation account. I'm a little bit more of a gunslinger with these evaluation accounts.
Order filled.
But again, I feel like we're going to get back to the top of that candle. And again, it's just pulling back on me. So now, we're down about,
Stop filled.
600 plus dollars in two trades.
Order filled.
And again, I'm going to have to go in, kind of just turn it off. The max loss I can have before blowing the account is
Order filled.
$1,000. Now, my idea is to play off these EMAs, get that same push off the EMAs,
Stop filled.
and did not get it. That account is blown. So that's what happens when an account gets blown. You get down $1,000, and then you no longer have an access to that account. And then finally, we got the $50,000 account done, and we just have
Order filled.
about 300 and so dollars on the other account. So after that pullback, we started to push back up towards that
Stop
EMA.
filled.
I basically gave back that $300
Order
that I made,
filled.
and I'm backing along here.
Order filled.
So now I have to go in. Because I was up, I changed it and made sure that I stayed close to break even if I went down. So now I'm basically just starting
Order
over
filled.
on
Order
this account.
filled.
So let's see what I did. I don't think I, yeah, so daily loss. I'm going to turn that off for a second. Live dangerously, I guess. Oh, maybe not. Okay. So what am I going to do? $400. Again, I'm trying to make 600 on it.
Order filled.
I'm down about $300 right now. I'm really trying to get a push here and get this account done. So good push early. We're up about $200, $300. On this trade, we're up about 600, but because we were down, we're only up about 300. So I'm really just one contract, just seeing what push we have. And I think I got confused on how much I needed to make. I thought that I was at my take for the day,
Order
and
filled.
and I thought that I was done for the day, but I forgot that I was down about $300. So when I looked and saw that, I realized that I only made 500 on the day because I was down.
Order
So
filled.
so now I have to get back in and along again, and I waited for a little bit of a pullback, but as we're pushing up, I wanted to see if we can get a little bit more to get this account done.
Order filled.
And right there, we got it. That account is done. The only little thing involved with that is when you have too much money. I wanted to make 625, but I made 688. So what ends up happening is I want to be as close to
Order filled.
625 as I
Order
can,
filled.
as close as I can to 625 without going
Order
over.
filled.
So I'm basically trying to lose money here. Not that much, obviously.
Order filled. Order filled.
And there we go. We're right at 628. So 628, that is perfect for the day. We were supposed to make 625, only $3 over. So both the 25K account and the 50K account have one day under their belt. Need to do the same thing the next day to get them to be real money accounts. And here I am doing the
Order
same thing,
filled. Order filled. Order filled.
doing the same thing on the $50,000 account. I'm trying to get
Order filled. Order
I'm trying to
filled.
get closer to that 1,500. I was at
Order filled.
$1,588, which
Order
means I'd
filled.
have to make 88 extra dollars the next day.
Order filled.
I'm
Order
at
filled. Order
1524
filled.
now, so
Order filled.
40. I lost $64. So now it's only at 1524, and that's perfect for that account going into the next day. I need to make the same thing the next day, and then the account will pass. So in the end, here are our three accounts. We have two that we got halfway to our profit goal, which again, once we hit our profit goal, then these move into funded accounts. And then we have one account that was blown. So you can see all three accounts here as we move into day two.